Hello, and welcome back to video games. I'm Lego. You are watching the Super Mario Sunshine 1v1 Lockout Bingo League and this Division 2 match between Mason and toburr. And I'm joined here in the commentary booth by someone who is not hearing a single word I am saying, because, as it turns out, I haven't turned on voice activity. Hello, Mojungo.
Oh, you know what the funny thing is? I had the stream on, so I was listening to you just fine. But I love commentating with you, Lego, because you always do a perfect intro. But I'm excited for this match. I got my Pappuccino Bingo Sync Plus extension going. I got the invasion dots all fired up and ready to go. So I'm ready for a fun invasion match here.
Yes, and toburr won the first game of the best-of-3 set, but as the lower seed has his choice of format into Game 2, and that will be Invasion. Which will be another interesting set. Toburr's shown a lot of strength in that format, Mason as well. It's going to be a very explosive match, I think, all things considered.
Yeah, Mason's a very well-rounded player, so he's competitive in just about every format out there. So toburr, he's shown strong in this format, but it's not like Mason's gonna struggle in this format at all. Yeah, it looks like toburr's just getting Gecko working on his Wii, and then once that's all set up, we should be ready to go. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the card looks like. I think as of lately, we've had cards where, at least for invasion, we've had invasion cards where, rushing a certain goal to start is kind of weaker, and just playing for general setup has been stronger. So we'll see if that trend continues with this match. Personally, I kind of like those cards. A lot of people say, oh, those cards are bad for invasion, but no, I think those cards are actually really good for invasion, and if anything, makes it so no player is out of a match from the start. But we'll see what kind of card we get today very shortly. Toburr now has the game running. Mason just chilling in Delfino Plaza. Gotta love it.
Yeah, toburr's going to try restarting his computer. Both of our players playing with a little bit of scuffed setups today. Mason apparently having Wi-Fi issues, so has moved his entire setup to his kitchen.
Yeah.
toburr
Tell him where his keyboard
having internet issues and dropping a bunch of frames, so hopefully we don't have a lot of technical matches as we get into the match. But I think other than that, it'll be pretty exciting to watch these two butt heads again. The first match definitely was very close, and so the second, I'm hoping, is just as explosive as the first.
Yeah, you gotta tell the fans where Mason's keyboard currently is.
Mason's keyboard's currently on the stove. Well, hopefully he doesn't hit like a burner or something and like melt his keyboard. That would kind of suck.
Oh, yeah. Mason, he's having a good time in life, though. His Baylor Bears, shout out to his Baylor Bears, winning the national championship in basketball yesterday. So, maybe Mason can ride some of that momentum, that happiness, those good endorphins into a very positive match for him today and keep him alive in the bingo playoffs.
Yep. Defeating number 1 seed Gonzaga. I think the score was like, what, 70-63?
I forget the exact score. It was a comfortable win for Baylor. But toburr, he can ride the high of his Game 1 win in this match. So, both players have at least a little something to hang their hat on.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, in the grand cosmic scheme of things to ride the wave of, I don't know if NCAA tournament results versus winning Game 1 in this best-of-3 set. But an interesting factoid is we've seen a lot of best-of-3 sets that have gone the distance, as well as having one player lose the first match and win the next two. So, it is there is something to be said for the momentum play of having a win going into Game 2, but the Game 2 to Game 3 momentum is exceptionally strong, especially because Game 3, if needed, will be played immediately after this match.
Yeah, and that's always an interesting mindset when you get to Game 3, just especially if you have the pick of what format to do. Basing that pick, the format pick, not only off of what just happened in the match, but how you feel you're playing. So it's just I feel like there's a lot more interesting emotions that go into picking a format right after a game for the next one. I don't know. We're just talking about random stuff right now while Tober restarts his computer. So yeah, anything you guys didn't get to on 1st to 13, we can rehash on this while we wait. Just thinking of conversation points at this point.
Well, we're just vibing.
Yeah.
Letting Tober get back up to speed. Jamming out.
Well, that is concerning. Tober typed a message in Bingo Sync and then it told him he connected. So, some good internet stuff happening on Tober's side of things. Could we see the second ever, simultaneous click of a goal today based off these internet issues?
I hope not. Yeah, the internet issues are... It's dropping a fair amount of frames, though I'm trying to determine if it is a...
Yeah, maybe shut off the Minecraft server Lego. Like, come on.
Minecraft server's running on on a different box.
No, I know. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, we could ask Tober to stream in lower quality. It looks like that's what Lego's doing.
The audio's coming through. It's the video that's crunching. It seems.
1500 bitrate. Looks like his stream's doing a little better at least.
Now, you see, you can never say that.
Never mind.
Because as soon as you say that, it shits the bed.
It's the first law of computers, isn't it?
Yeah. Anything that you observe can go wrong.
Apparently Mason is streaming at 1,000, so yeah, 800 being watchable. Kinda true, not kinda true. To be honest, like, the screens are... Or the gameplay is like half the size of what it normally is anyway, so... Definitely helps, like, make the lower bit rates look a little better on stream as well.
Alright, we're still trying to fiddle around here to get some consistent settings for Mr. Tober. Dropping his bit rates in increments of 2, or rather by half each time. I can get his up here. There it
goes. Let's see. Fingers crossed. This one is a little more stable. Looks like we're at 800. I will say it initially almost looks better. So yeah, if we have the tech issues mostly sorted out, we should be good to go. Looks like we're going to have Tober locally record as well, so we'll have the backup in case things go, Norwegian, aka haywire. That was a really bad joke.
That was not the finest, but c'est la vie.
Yeah.
Alright. Almost ready to get underway here. Again, thank you for your patience as we work through this technical issues before the best of 3 set.
Is Div 2 jokes like a thing? Like, oh, Div 3 Fruit Ladies, Div 1 Fruit Ladies. Oh, that's a Div 2 joke.
Div 1 Fruit Ladies, Div 2 joke.
There it is. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the hierarchy right there. All right,
Alrighty, both players are ready. Hitting the button. Starting on go. The second match of the best of 3 set begins. Wait for it. Now. Alright, we're getting a sense of Tobur's delay here. A little longer than we would have thought, around 9 seconds. I will be trying to catch him up during the cutscenes here, but let's take a look at the big board. And let's take a look at this invasion board. Two Hiddens and Gelato, Bianco 4 Floodless, 17
so the first
M's,
thing I've noticed on this card is
3
that
reds.
3 reds, very rushable, but also 5 reds on the other side. So if you end up prioritizing 3 reds, like 5 reds in row 1, kind of not that bad, especially when, you know, Bianco 4 Floodless, that's a red right there.
But is the person who starts 3 reds able to make it a rose game? Or make it a columns game instead?
That's true, that's true. We do see 100 from a boss shine there. 3 reds and 100 from a boss shine would be not a very good start. 100 from Bianco. Oh, I guess if you did Bianco 100s.
Well, look at column 5 with 2 and 3 rockets. It's just it's not. I don't think it wins out to anything, but like
no.
That's kind of cute. I'm thinking Bianco 4 Floodless is a pretty decent start, all things considered. If you lose it, you can transition into 3 reds pretty easily.
Yeah. No, that's pretty safe as well. Especially, you know, you got rockets on your side of the board. Rockets kind of interesting on this card. You do have Hidden in Pianta and Pianta Shadow Mario. You do have Wiggler. Not really getting you too close to a rocket, but it does get you kind of close to a rocket. I mean, not that I think we'll see Pianta rocket or Gelato rocket. It's just what's going through my head right now.
What does Beach, so with 50 yellow or 100 from a boss shine, right? That then begs the question: does Beach Money do anything for you on this card? It doesn't really look that way. Beach Money kind of feels a little valueless, like it's just a goal, as opposed to anything else. Like hundreds in Bianco 1 would be very cute.
Oh yeah,
with
100 from Bianco 1,
shine and 100 coin in Bianco 1, not awful.
That's actually kind of strong.
If only because it puts your opponent into this, like, okay, 17 M's is their first click, I guess?
Yeah, and 17 M's as your first click isn't even that bad. Like, you want to go to Rico, you want to go to Bianco, like, you get rockets and 17 M's. Like, that's 2 clicks in your base right there. 20 from 2 and 60 totals. You know, there's some good synergy there as well. You even have 15 Gelato Blues. You do 20 from 2 with Gelato as well, if you're in column 5. So you have options. Yeah. Honestly, I think
it does end up being a slower start, though. I think overall, but maybe you're better set up in the long run.
Row 5, I think, is maybe the worst base out of all of them. Actually, that's not even that bad. Oh, is it? I didn't actually.
3 reds, 5 bluebirds, 7 secrets. No. Not the worst.
Column 1's pretty bad. Is it though? I keep looking at these cards like there's pros and cons. Like,
there's always pros and cons in everything.
I know, but this one I'm trying to figure out what's the worst one to be in. And actually, you know what? Row 1 sucks because look at row 2. What are you getting from row 2?
Shadow Mario, Wiggler, Hidden in Serena, 17 M's. You're getting 17 M's, I think.
Yeah, but what's your second click? What's your second click in row 2? You know?
Hidden in Serena for 3 from 4 progress. 2 rockets as well with 3 from 4, right? There's...
Yeah, but... Is that actually good, though?
2 Hiddens in Gelato. Like, you are... With row 1, you're like the 3 from 4 king.
No, okay, row 1's not bad. It's just... Row 2 is kind of... Like, getting a second click in row 2 is, like, not the best. Like, Hidden Serena's okay, I guess, but it's still not that great, I feel like.
Yeah, you are going to be late to a second click there, but I think unless you commit to Serena early. But on this card, I mean, there's like hidden in Pianta in row 4. Like you could like commit to Pianta, I guess. Pianta Shadow Mario hidden in Pianta. You lose out to like 3 from 4. There's your third rocket.
Yeah. No, I like the Pianta play better than say the Serena play, just because Serena's slow and 3 from 4 it's all right, but you can do better than that. Yeah, and plus like 3 shines from blue trades, that's probably a hotly contested goal in row 3 if we are playing a Rose game. So
I think it's hotly contested no matter where you start. Every base has a blue coin goal in it, right?
Actually,
whether it's 80 totals or 20 from 2 or 60 or 50 totals, right? Like, no matter where you start, you have a blue coin goal in your base that will synergize well with 3 shines from blue trades.
That's actually a good point, having, blues goals in all the bases, and all of them are like kind of blues goals that you wouldn't mind getting because they help build towards other stuff like really close by,
Yeah, 20 from 2 in the bottom right corner synergizes with the 15 from Gelato, like you mentioned. There's no other like blue totals goals like in levels that synergize well, but you can envision a world where you're doing 100 from Bianco and getting blues along the way, or if you've committed there. Pianta, if you commit, is a okay 20 from 2 target with the NPCs.
It's actually, I'd argue, a really good 20 from 2 if you're committing that deep early.
Rico is pretty okay as well.
Yeah, this is actually, I'm going to go out and say it, this card seems pretty balanced for Invasion.
It does have a good balance of everything. There's not like one super cracked row, but there's also not one row that's really, really bad. I think you can play no matter what your start, and we'll see what their starts are. Mason heading off to Bianco, and get a little snippet of music. Got to hit the magic button, and they're off to the races, both heading over to Bianco. Bianco 4 Floodless, probably the start here from both of them. Or Bianco 100s.
The safest start.
Bianco 100s. We'll see if either of them do it. Or Beach Money is also a possibility.
The question becomes, do you want column 1 as your starting base? It's not terrible. It's not terrible at all by any means. No, but going for Bianco 4 Floodless I think is the safest, just because 3 reds and 5 reds are there, but I guess if you do get sniped with hundreds from Boss Shine, then you're in rough shape for clicking both those goals. So maybe it's not as safe as I'm originally thinking. Yeah, I think it should be noted, toburr is very adept at beach money, so that could be just a comfortable start for him. If he just wants to get a click early on, secure what he wants, and, if Mason does go for 3 reds, it'll be kind of punishing. We are seeing Mason diverge a little bit, grabbing the M under the Shine Gate.
toburr maybe rushing beach money here. Throwing for Underbell.
No, if you were doing beach money, you could go right now. The loading zone is there.
That's true. I don't know how the pepper got all the way over there.
Yeah, that was a weird... Must have taken a weird bounce there. This game is known for being super polished, so I don't understand how that could happen. Yeah, general setup here by toburr, not bad. Probably doesn't want to be going for Bianco 4 Floodless with the chance of, getting sniped with hundreds from a Boss Shine.
Well, he definitely can't go for Bianco 4 Floodless now. He's very behind.
Yeah.
This could be all M's from toburr. This could be the all M's expertise from Mr. toburr.
Yeah, it's looking like that. It's looking like an M's rush for Mr. toburr. Yeah, column 5 is very good. You get the M's goal out of the way, and then the last 2 goals in your base, or last 4 goals rather, they have a pair that synergizes very well with them. With the 20 from 2 synergizing well with 60, as well as 2 rockets synergizing with 3 rockets. So makes sense that you'd want that as a base, just with a lot of inherent synergy there. Looking in column 4, 5 bluebirds, 15 gelato coins, both gold birds, 3 from 4, just also good bases to have in your column 4. So,
yep, this is a hard M's commit here from toburr, it seems. Exiting area out of Bianco, now heading over to Pianta. We'll get 4 more M's here. This is his 5th M as Mason grabs hold of Petey's Shine.
Does Bianco 4 Floodless win out to this?
That is a good question. I am not sure. As we presume that toburr has gotten, based on the noises, all 4 M's in Pianta. Checking the goal rush sheet right now. 17 M's does lose to Bianco 4 Floodless done optimally. Optimally, Bianco 4 Floodless, 12 minutes, 53 seconds. 17 M's, 13 minutes. What we're watching Mason here also get M's.
Yeah. So this means Mason is not doing Bianco 4 Floodless optimally. At least rushing it, that is.
Yeah. Which means that toburr's rush should probably win here.
Yeah, toburr did have the issues with the pepper, though. So, toburr also having a little bit of misfortunes. Although I think the M's diversions from Mason sunk a little more time than, having a pepper bounce everywhere.
toburr will be entering with 11 M's, presuming he gets the one on the side of the Truckster building. We'll give him all 3 in Delfino, 4 in each of Pianta and Bianco.
No, he only got 3 in Bianco.
We only got 3 in Bianco? Oh, yes,
yeah,
he got 3 in Bianco. Yeah, so he'll need... Okay, so then he'll need all the 7 fast ones in Rico.
Did he get the one under the village in Pianta?
No. Okay, so he needs 8 then? I trust toburr to count this correctly.
Yeah, I trust him too. I think he only got 3 in each of Pianta and
which would put him at 9 out of the 17 needed. And he is first into Rico, so he will need 8 here. The plan from Mason is the travel skip. That feels a little greedy. Mason would have been able to click 4 Floodless by now.
Yeah, it's I think toburr's gonna get this one.
No, Mason is going for M's, it seems.
No, he's going back to Bianco because he angled his camera backwards.
He's going in for Pachinko?
Is he going for the M over here? I think he's going for the Pinna M. Looks like just general setup by Mason here.
Yeah. Well, 17 M's... He's gonna have access to 2 reds after this click here from toburr. We'll have done 1 shine and a secret. As toburr clicks away 17 M's. We can hear him making his way over to the last one.
Yeah, so he knew he needed 8.
Alright, so what does Mason do here after this click?
So you're in column 1, and
I think you just transition into collecting general blues?
Yeah, getting general blues, doing Pianta 1's not bad, just because, you know, Pianta, you have Shadow Mario in your column too, so just having a little bit of a lead there isn't bad. And if you're Mason, you know, you have the Shine lead. Okay, you're not going to do Pianta 1. Never mind. I guess he's off cycle, doesn't want to deal with it. Makes sense.
Toburr is 10 sinsing this, basically. Without collecting a lot of blues, obviously. Did get Underbell and Chuckster. But that is 20 blues trade. Basically all Ming. All of these M's. And is heading off to Gelato.
Yeah, 15 Gelato blue coins in his column 4. I guess he could be thinking about securing that early on and looking ahead to column 2, but there's not really anything immediately there, or sorry, not column 2, column 3. There's not really anything immediately in column 3 he could click besides 4 Floodless, which would be kind of annoying.
He hasn't even done Bianco 2 yet.
No, exactly. That'd be super annoying to get to at this point. So
I'm struggling to see how Toburr's going to transition out of this start, because Toburr has no level prog right now, has 20 blues to his name, and is like, what's his click? Is he going to just hard commit to Gelato?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think Bianco makes sense a lot more, right? You know, 2 rockets, 3 rockets. Bianco really helps with that. Looking ahead, you know, 4 Floodless in column 3. He could just be thinking, oh, Mason wants 3 reds and 5 reds. Mason's going to get Bianco stuff, so I might as well work towards other setup. And, you know, committing more towards, like, Gelato may have more long-term value for Toburr. I don't know. Just
Mason, I don't know if he reflexive sprayed there or not. Has transitioned into what appears to be collecting blues in Bianco. We'll see if he commits for anything longer than just a couple here. Would like to see him finish it out with 3 reds. It's because he can't do Floodless anymore. 3 shines from blue trades is going to be important for Mason on his half of the board. We'll definitely want to secure that goal.
Yeah, he could also just go do Bianco 3R as well. 7 shines and secrets also on his side of the board, so...
Yep, 2nd shine and secrets, 2nd red. So we'll get him to 3 reds pretty easily. And then go into 3 shines from blue trades. We'll get him clicking. You can start threatening stuff in row 5 or column 5. Oh, column 4. I can speak numbers.
One of those numbers. One of those
numbers.
One of those numbers between 1 and 5.
Well, what will Toburr's game plan be now?
Like right now, it just looks like 15 Gelato blues.
15 Gelato blues, but easy for us. He entered with 0 on his counter.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what Toburr's plan for Gelato is. For him, it doesn't make sense to go for hiddens, because getting 2 hiddens from Gelato will probably be very tough for him to steal from Mason's base. So it could just be, you know, a levels commit here. Make this part of your 3 from 4 and get Wiggler. Something Toburr does like to do.
Yeah, and that's a good point to raise here. Is like 2 hiddens 1 level in Gelato fits very well into what Mason needs to do. Provides him a red, provides him 2 shines and secrets, right? There's absolutely no reason why that goal should be stolen away by Toburr.
It does make sense, Toburr, to get these blues as well as the birds especially, you know.
Yeah, 5 blue birds is going to be very important for him.
That's actually something Toburr could, in theory, lose. I don't think he's going to lose it, but it's something he's got to be careful of, and be careful Mason doesn't get a sneaky invade that steals it away from him.
After 1 lap of birds, and just to be able to finish it out, and he's fallen down because he forgot to spawn the shine before he went up there. Mason, underway with 4 Floodless. 3rd red, another goal.
And toburr is just getting the hidden here instead of going for the secret, so I'm not too sure about this play personally, but
Wiggler is a bit of a commit, though.
It is, but I think the secret, opens up more long-term possibilities if you are toburr.
Toburr just wants the shine. Save warping out.
Is this just like 5? I guess he has 15 gelato blues. So maybe he will go for the steal on 4 floodless. He knows Mason will have to get up to 5 reds in order to probably... Actually, no, because he's going to get 3
blue. Shines from blue trades is going
to be... Yeah, that's true.
What Mason's going to do. Mason only needs 13 more blues? That's relatively fast.
No, that is fast. And this is a good card, actually. Like, there's so many clicks these players can get. It's just, like, hard to keep track of.
Three reds for Mason. Bianco 4 floodless for Mason. No need to reveal those clicks yet. Nothing is threatened, and there's very little chance that it is going to be threatened because of the position of row 3 and what toburr had to have started in order to get 17 Ms. Speaking of 17 Ms, doesn't want that M.
Yeah, I'm not sure about skipping out on that one. He'll probably go down and get it again. No, he's not. I mean, that is 1 blue coin that could count towards a total. We'll see if that comes back to bite him. Sometimes we do see players ending with 1 short when it comes to trying to trade in to get to places like Noki. That could happen with toburr now.
Mason and Rico will be able to mop up 10 more blues pretty easily, and will get his first 3 clicks onto the board.
Yeah, this is his 21st blue right here. He'll get 9 more fairly easily. I mean, the great thing about Rico 1
is...
boss
shine, probably.
Yeah, you just go down this one little alleyway of, bloopery goop, and there's just blues everywhere. You look left, you look right.
If you ask me, if he did this with hundreds, but...
Yeah.
Maybe you feel a little threatened by the potential for 3 blue trades to be stolen away.
I think you want to keep open the option of being able to get 5 bluebirds away from toburr, so you don't want to be doing slow stuff. Because toburr, he has the choice, right, of his first click in column 4 being 15 gelato blues or 5 bluebirds, and with his current route, 2 rockets is by no means safe, or by no means going to get clicked by the time Mason will have pinna access, so... I think one of the... if Mason makes the right call and gets either 15 gelato blues or 5 bluebirds, it could go his way.
Yep, he'll have his choice. toburr's second click will be hard fought. Exiting area for Mason. Still needs to beat the gelato plant. Probably will do it with Beach Shine.
Yeah, Mason will trade here, get 3 clicks out of it.
And how does toburr react here? Well, this is 3 from 4 progress. At a bare minimum.
Yes. At the bare minimum, getting what, his 2nd level done here?
Yep.
Gets you access to a rocket.
Mason popping up a Delfino bird. toburr has just the 2, as toburr's stream struggles here a little bit.
Yeah, if I'm Mason here, I'm rushing towards those birds.
Stand by, I'm gonna refresh it. Mason definitely has eyes on it. I presume that was a successful Bianco 3. I see no reason why, and there's the shine collected. It is definitely the case.
Yeah, if you're Mason here, you get the birds, get the hidden, and then just leave and make sure you get to Pinna Park to secure that goal and column 4, it's it's strong to get an invade that early, and especially take a goal that juicy away from Tober. Now the good thing for Tober would be, his column 4 is still pretty good. Everything in there except for maybe Hidden Serena is a good goal to get.
Tober's gonna finish out Bianco 3 reds with the rocket. Safe play, has it in his base, but he is going to likely lose birds due to this.
Yeah, he needs 3 from 4 progress. He just needs shines. He's been going for blues, but shines and level prog, you gotta at some point say I need that stuff. Ooh, and that was really close to being a death there.
And just to live. Spawn the shine. Mason appears to not even spawn the shine in. Going just for the birds here. Does that give him enough to be able to just trade and go? He's at 9 shines, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, not getting the hit in there is a little curious.
Whereas Tober right now can grab the 2 Delfino birds, trade and go. Maybe he's intending to do the secret instead. Makes sense.
How did Mason get that coin? Jeez. Yeah, and actually doing the secret might lose Mason this goal, but on the other hand, he could just go.
He's focusing these blues too much. I have to imagine that he's planning on exiting area.
I mean, 15 gelatos is also a thing he could get.
Yeah, remember, that the trade-off here is like, okay, he's making progress towards 15 in gelato, which he can also steal away. He will have access to that particular goal. Tober, trading, has 2 Delfino birds, gets 1.
I guess Mason's mindset is, well, I might as well hang out in gelato, right? I have 2 hiddens in gelato on my base. It gets me 2 shines and secrets, like we were talking about earlier. And then whatever Tober clicks in column 4, I'll get the other one.
You'll have a good idea of what to expect. It's pretty soon. Tober hoping for something here. He'll hop into the cutscene. Get access to Pinna. Pinna will give him a pretty easy 20 from 2 target, 19 fast blues inside of the park. But as we mentioned, not a ton of reason to stick around.
No, not at all. Actually,
Mason leaving.
Yeah, leaving. I guess it makes sense. You see bird still has not been clicked, so you're like, okay, let's just go to Pinna. Makes sense.
We'll be a little behind to this.
Yeah, Tober also has more stream delay, so important to remember. So question for you, Lego. What is the next click in column 3 and by who?
The next click in column 3 and by who? That's a little tough. I want to say hidden in Pianta, just because I think, like, it's a 3rd rocket, or it's a 2nd rocket. Like, Rico's a fast 3 from 4, but it's not providing you much else on this card, whereas Pianta at least gets you, like, hidden in Pianta access, Pianta Shadow Mario, and then there's, again, that potential for a 2nd and 3rd rocket should still be up. Mason sees the 5 birds click before entering Pinna. That's pretty key. That gives him plenty of time to head back and finish out 15 from Gelato, which appears to be exactly what his game plan is. Gets the Fire Pianta on the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the Piana rocket play, because if you're Tober, you're going to want to protect 2 rockets, and Mason has access to 1 rocket. So if he goes, to Pianta, Mason could just go to Rico and steal that away super easily. And so Tober might want to commit to Rico for the rocket, 3 from 4 progress as well.
Yeah, Rico 3 from 4, and then go to Pianta for the rest of the value, and maybe your third rocket.
The problem with that is then Noki rocket becomes way more accessible at that point, right?
Yeah.
So you can get to the Noki rocket a lot
you just
sooner.
Do all this grand gallivanting around, and then you can just get the rocket in what's its face?
Yeah, Nokus Bay.
Toburr is having a bit of a time trying to get up the Ferris wheel. Finally lands on top there. Mason working hard for 15 gelato blues to be the reward for having gelato.
And you almost spoke too soon about Toburr getting up on top of that Ferris wheel.
I did.
I was squealing there.
Mason could also transition into 20 from 2 with this, with Rico. There's a lot of potential here for both of them.
I'd love to see that.
Oof. Will he get it? Will he get it? He gets it.
And that's part of the beauty of having, at least for Mason, that's part of the beauty of column 3 being so awful, right? It's hard for any player to get a click super soon unless, someone hard committed Wiggler. And so Mason knows his side of the board is fairly safe for now, unless Toburr does like a weird play, like a Wiggler commit. So he could take a risky play and go for 20 from 2 and try and steal that from Toburr's base, because he knows more likely than not his side of the board is safe for a good while. And even going for 20 from 2 isn't bad for Mason.
15 gelato blues clicked off.
Yeah, Mason has 50 blues in his base, so going for that, pretty nice.
Toburr has 60 though, and is 7 away. Maybe that was the hope for Toburr, was to be able to get to 60 blues and click off 15 gelato at the same time. Unfortunately, not in the cards. Toburr's traded 30 blues so far. Hopefully has hit the loading trigger for the fight. Did not hit the loading trigger for the fight. It's just too slow. Unless that was intentional?
Well, he's playing it off like it's intentional.
Yeah, he definitely is playing it off like it was intentional, but...
What's not intentional was forgetting that he already got the end there, so... We can let him pretend the exit area was intentional, but we'll call him out on the, fake M get that he already got.
Mason doing hundreds? Mason's doing hundreds here in gelato.
Oh, this is interesting. I don't think it's a hundreds. I think this is a 50.
Now, is this 50 or is this hundreds in a secret?
Either play could happen. I think hundreds is... It's a little too late to be starting hundreds with how much Mason has been sauntering around this area. A 50 from would make way more sense.
Does 50 from make sense here though? Like, I don't know. It feels like something you might do like in Noki 2? Like, is that your fear? Like, Toburr's gonna do hundreds in Noki 2 and, like, click all the way through?
I think for Masons, this is just a way to, while you're going around getting blues, get some extra value out of that routing.
Yeah, I feel you. Is heading over to the juice stand to make his way to 20 total blues here in gelato. Meanwhile, Toburr's back at it again at the Krispy Kreme called Rico. One more blue for Mason to get to 20. Toburr's... We've got plenty to collect here in Rico.
Doesn't click off 20 from 2 yet. Could be having his eyes set on 60. Toburr clicked 60.
Clicks off 60. I don't know if Mason does Mason have 20 anywhere else?
Oh no, he does not have 20 from somewhere else.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm being a dumby. I see 20 and get excited like a little puppy dog. A little Division 3 puppy dog.
Imagine Mason's gonna continue here. This will be the first hidden in gelato for him. Toburr started the fight? Okay. Looper was just chilling out there, waiting for him to come
Nah,
back.
he didn't just start the fight. The fight was pretty much over when we tuned in.
Yeah. Fourth red as well for Mason. Making good work on his base. So toburr, I think, is playing for 20 from Rico right now, along with 3 from 4 and 2 rockets. Toburr's got to have like 18 or 19 in, I think probably 18 in the park in Pinna. He didn't get the second bluebird.
No, he didn't. But honestly, cleaning up, a couple basket blues isn't actually that bad. It might also be better.
Basket blues. He needs
to
fight
he exited area. That's right. Oh,
and Mason's making the call for 20 from 2.
This is a strong call by Mason. Like I said, his side of the board is really safe right now, so...
Yeah.
So just going and stealing stuff as much as possible from toburr's base, especially the easy stuff is best thing he can do right now.
Only 7 more blues for 20 from 2 for Mason. Toburr is 2 blues away from 20 in Rico, but will not be able to get enough in time. Now, is Mason getting just 50 here?
Well, Mason's already got 50.
Well, 50 from 1.
Oh, 50 coins.
Yeah.
No, I think 50 from 2 is better. Like 50 from Rico 2. And that's not just me being, a Rico 200's proponent. 50 from 2 and Rico 2 is actually really solid.
Looper race, all said and done by toburr.
Mason's actually having a little bit of a hard time here with this Rico 20 coin collection spree. Interestingly enough, he did grab coins there. I think that was to heal, but he did grab 3 coins there below the little grate he fell from.
Needs 4 more. Get 1 off the linked. Over, flipping around. Remembers the enemies exist. Mason should be able to click this away pretty readily, though. I think this should be the last blue for Mr. Mason that he needs.
If it's not the last, then he can just go get the one over the water and be fine.
Yeah, he's got his eyes set on it. Moving for it right now. Trying to get the jump.
Yeah, it's a weird wall jump.
There's the 20 from 2.
Z menuing to confirm he does have 20.
Bit of a rough one to lose for toburr.
Yeah.
So, in all honesty, was kind of not his to begin with. He just didn't commit for, he didn't spend enough time getting to 20 earlier to make it his, and, that is just a logical invade route for Mason. Not the end of the world. He does want to secure 80 totals at some point. Would be a valuable get for him. He was in Rico for other reasons.
Yeah, actually, 80 totals might be the next goal clicked in column 3 at this rate. Both players above 60 totals right now, I think.
Yep. Toburr's traded in 30, so has Mason. Toburr's thinking. It's back to Bianca.
No, toburr has 3 from 2 right now.
Yes.
So toburr does have a little bit of progress to column 4. Oh, we're talking about column 2? Yeah, toburr has 0 progress to stuff in column 2. Except for maybe some shines and secrets.
He has 2 shines and secrets. That's about it. And this definitely feels like Mason or toburr committing for 80 totals right now. That would be the only reason to be back in Bianco right now.
Yeah, he's 13 coins away from that. Currently at 67 with trades.
I kind of would have liked to see this in Pianta. Maybe you go there after, or Serena, or something. Just something that you can, like, finish out a shine in and, like, get progress to 3 from 4.
Yeah, no, that actually makes a lot of sense when you phrase it like that. Man, it's tough if you're Toburr right now. You're just not in a good spot, I feel like. I know we said this card was balanced, but now the more I'm looking at it, it's like, man, Toburr is not on a good side of the card. And that was really hard to see from the start.
So Toburr is, if I had to guess, is hunting for Noki right now.
Yes.
And is actually, in fact, ahead to it by a fairly significant margin. So I don't think it's enough to count Toburr out right now, because all of a sudden he's going to have 80 totals and 100 from Noki. The problem for him then comes, how is he going to get a click in column 2?
Oh, column 2? Yeah, that's the hard part.
It'd probably be hundreds in Bianco at that point. He has access to 3, so it's no longer super slow.
Yeah, hundreds from Bianco, though, is, not
fairly the fastest, but I think it's his only option. And then all of a sudden, if he does hundreds in Noki 2 specifically, then he can potentially get 50 yellows or hundreds in a boss shot.
Well, the problem, here's what Mason's going to do here, right? He has 2 hidden in Gelato that he's about to finish up. He'll get his 5th red out of this as well, I think. Or is he already, no, he already did the red coin here. Never mind.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I'm saying that. He has 4 reds right now.
He has 4 reds. No, but he'll get 2 hidden in Gelato, and then if he does hundreds from Bianco, that does get him hundreds from a boss shine / 50 from 3, because that'll be his 3rd 50 from, wouldn't it?
It would be if he does hundreds from Bianco.
So, that does add some juice to doing, like, Bianco 300s in a secret, even.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even that unoptimal. It does give you an extra shine in a secret.
Remember when we were talking about the Windmill M?
Yeah, there it is.
80th blue.
Yeah, you had to go all the way over here just to get that Windmill M. So it did come back to, kind of bite him in the butt.
All right. Mason entering...
Yeah, that's like the first rule of bingo, right? Don't skip the Windmill M. Actually, the first rule might be don't do GBS, but...
All right. Toburr at 18 shines. Both gold birds, 3 rockets. Things on his mind. 100 in Noki. Possibility.
Yeah, Goldbird makes sense as your next shine. You have Noki on your mind. Plus, you need the Goldbird to, get the Noki value you want.
It's important to note as well for those saying, like column 5 is rough for Toburr right now, but Toburr opted into this. Toburr specifically went for a 17Ms.
Yes.
So this is Toburr's game plan, I think. So it may be rough right now, but this is something that Toburr specifically wanted to opt into. And maybe it was contingent on getting 20 from 2 and 15 gelato. But see.
Yeah, getting that second click was just really tough for Toburr with his anti-level prog route, because 2 rockets, which probably should be your second click, if it's just, when you don't do no level progression, there's some anti-synergy there between those 2 goals. That's always one of the things I find myself struggling with the most when it comes to Invasion, is just how do you balance rushing goals that, don't give you shines or level progression versus just general setup. And so there's strengths to both sides of the argument. Whereas like toburr, he got his first click, but Mason was maybe able to do some better general setup with less exit areas towards the beginning of the match.
So Mason entering 2 or pin a 2 here. This will be his 5th shine in a secret. He can also get 50 from 1 here, or 50 from 3. Finish that out if he so chooses. Appears to be bypassing all of that, going straight into the cannon. toburr is focusing on Goldberg.
Yeah, I sincerely don't think we'll see Mason do 50 from another world unless it's Bianco with Bianco hundreds.
Yeah, there's not a ton of, he's set up for it, and he can finish it out at basically any time, but the risk is toburr could be doing something. And toburr's current clicks tell you very little other than he's gotten some progression in worlds that provide rockets. And it's probably why the Goldberg click is being held right now.
Well, you can hold that for a little bit. Mason doesn't have Mason can't click Goldberg 1 and 2. You assume you're first to Noki with the route you took if you're toburr. And your assumption would be correct in this case. So you can, have some patience for a little bit. The one goal that I'm actually curious about right now is 3 from 4 and how that falls into place. Because if Mason can win that, I think that could be fatal for toburr.
So Mason is at 3 from 3 after this. toburr will be at 3 from 2 and 2 from 1.
Yes.
And 1 has gelato still available if he wants to do some activities there.
And gelato's not a bad place to go, especially with Wiggler in the center right there.
Oh, this is Noki 100.
No, this makes sense. You can get a double click out of this with Goldbirds and 100 from Noki.
I'm surprised this wasn't started with Rocket.
So, actually, yeah, that's a good point. So if you're Mason right now, Mason's save warping, by the way, you can get...
Oh, toburr fell down all the way.
Oh, he actually needs some coins.
Yeah.
He could just go to the rocket.
Good.
So Mason, right. I think we're going to see the 100 from Bianco play in a secret. That'll get him 3 clicks on the board.
Yep.
And up to 11 goals, which basically means we got to figure out what 2 goals Mason will get next. And actually, Mason can safely get 4 shines from Noki because, he can beat a Piano Shadow Mario plus 4 shines from Noki race, basically.
He certainly can.
And then at that point, it's just, what's your other goal to click? So if you're Mason, Piano Shadow Mario and Hidden from Pianta might be the way to win, right? Like you hold off on clicking, either 100 from Bianca or Shines and Secrets just so that way you can potentially click Piano Shadow Mario and then you go clean up Noki. That might be a very risky play to do. I don't know. I think getting a 13 here is actually kind of a tricky situation for Mason because toburr's side of the board is fairly protected.
Well, there's some things that nobody has committed to that are fairly safe, and he will have access to. With these 3 clicks, he will be able to click basically any one of his choices. I think you commit to Pianta. I think that definitely does feel like the safest call.
Oh, definitely.
And, it'll be interesting because the last match between these 2 started off with a Pianta commit. And this match may end with a Pianta commit.
Actually, you're right. That's kind of a nice foil there.
toburr will finish out hundreds in Noki.
So yeah, Mason ahead on the board. And then But we are going to see toburr get the second click in column 3, so that's huge for the context of the game. Ooh, toburr slipping off, but is able to save it. He's going to fall down, but this is probably the preferred way to screw up this.
If you're going to screw up in a way that causes you to fall, like, that's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah, this match is still too close to call because I'm still having a hard time figuring out how Mason gets to 13 clicks here. 11 is free, but those last 2, I mean, I just can't see it.
toburr with the boomer slide. And just click off hundreds from Noki after a bit of difficulty moving. Picks it up.
toburr, he still only has...
Does that scare Mason into clicking hundreds from... Right, because you were mentioning like there was a universe where he holds that click.
I think the one you hold is 7 shines and secrets.
toburr continuing to commit here to Noki. See, this is sort of why I would have preferred Noki 200s over Noki 1. Just because if you're going to make the play for 4 from Noki, doing it in Noki 2, like, maybe there's a universe where you would have gotten the hundreds from a boss shine click. But I can understand if you wanted to protect it.
Yeah, it's tough, though. Because you know that Mason could be hot on your heels to Noki, because Noki is, okay on this card. Especially when 100 coin shine from Noki is one of the better goals to click in the middle column. So, just going for it as soon as possible is the safer play if you're toburr.
toburr's finally gonna execute the Noki God. Make his way over to the rocket. Got the 3rd rocket here.
And Mason grabbing the 100 coin shine, not clicking anything yet. He knows he has some time before he clicks something, right?
Just based on the timings of the clicks.
Oh, we see the double click there. Okay, so Mason's taking no chances, just wanting to get his clicks on the board. Makes sense. Getting sniped at this point of the game would be super detrimental.
Off to Wiggler.
Yeah, Wiggler into 4 shines from Noki could be the winning play here for Mason. He has the lead. toburr does not have Gelato 1 done. toburr has no way of clicking 4 shines from Noki. So I think that's a pretty safe play. Also in chat, we're seeing Wiggler into Serena hidden. That is a play, I think a slightly riskier one. Actually, no, not even actually. Because if you go for hidden Serena, that's also 3 from 4 progress. But the problem with that is toburr can easily click 3 rockets, 3 from 4, and hidden Serena very, very quickly.
Yep, and it's going to end up for... This will be 3 from 4 once toburr gets to Pianta 3 here. So, toburr's plan is straightforward, but it's just not going to be enough, I don't think. There's very little chance that Mason will not be able to win this out.
Yeah, I mean, you could say, like, toburr should be doing this, toburr should be doing that right now, but honestly, Mason just... He has the lead to Wiggler, because toburr does not even have Gelato 1 done. And so, he basically just wins to both Wiggler and 4 shines from Noki right now.
and the only chance of that is Toburr needs to like Pianta Shadow Mario rush into 4 from Noki, and that's gonna be a Wiggler and 4 shines versus 6 more shines in Pianta.
So not to like, call this match over, but I think it's over. Mason will get the next pick. Do we have any ideas what Mason could be picking next match?
Don't know.
Yeah. I'll pull up his season records just to maybe see. I always hate watching these matches where it's like, yep, they're doing this play, although it doesn't really, I think, affect much of anything. Let's see. They played, what was the format in the first match?
Format in the first match was...
Oh, Connect 5, okay.
Connect 5.
Yeah, so Connect 5 and Invasion are off the board. Let's see here. Let's see, Road Control looks like Mason lost to Peaches 3-0 in, I guess, the final week of the season. He lost to PK, but he did beat Linky. Let's see, Draft. Draft could be something we see Mason pick. I don't know if that's what he wants to pick against Toburr. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what he should pick. I'm just fishing at things to talk about.
I don't know. Mason could have a absolutely devastating Noki 1.
That's true, He could miss the Noki God or something.
Wiggler is also a bit rough here from Mason. That's not going to be enough here. Toburr's just in a losing position. And I think it came down to 20 from 2. It came down to 15 Gelato and 20 from 2. If Toburr maybe got 20 from Gelato and Gelato won, then if that happened and then 20 from 2 was finished in whatchamacallit, was finished in Pinna, then maybe that goal would have gone Toburr's way. But again, 20 from Gelato is also very slow, so
it was just hard for Toburr to secure his base and all of it. Mason, was able to just get a little bit of juice out of there, 2 goals. And, that was all it took for Mason to really have a really good advantage, actually. Not even decent, just a good advantage in this match.
4 shines from Noki versus 4 shines from Pianta. Noki wins that pretty handily at this point. Well,
it's 4 shines from Pianta. Well, less than 4.
Pianta, sorry.
And then Toburr still is missing 1 shine in Noki, isn't he?
Yes.
No, he's not. No, never. Oh, no, he is. He hasn't done Noki 2.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Yeah.
But he needs Pianta Shadow Mario anyway, so.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the 17M's rush was a choice, but I think it ended up just making Toburr not have enough early progression to be able to, and like it was done with nothing else. It was literally just M's leave, M's leave, M's leave. Kind of needed to like do Bianco 2 at some point, or like Pianta 1 at some point, right? Like if he did those, then maybe he would have had more of a lead to other stuff. But the 17M start needed to be more than just a hard commit for all M's.
Yeah, he just had to do something to help him set up better, because Mason's setup was just king on this card and in this match. We're seeing a Yoshi skip out of toburr to get him into Pianta 5. Mason, meanwhile, entering Noki 2.
Again, 3 shines for each, but rather 4 shines for toburr, 3 shines for Mason. Mason's just gonna get, but these Noki shines are speedy. toburr making life choices between the 2 Piantas.
Looks like he's going for the small one.
Even trying to get his stream back up with no delay. Hey, look, he's at the end now.
No early cycle, though. Nice little chuck throw over to the shine for toburr. And the messages in chat are being deleted. Oh no. Yeah, Mason 2 shines away here from getting to 4 shines from Noki. Mason 2 shines away from
Pianta Shadow Mario.
And yeah, he cannot click 4 shines from Noki though, so.
Yep, need 1 more shine. And
yeah, and not even close to failing the spring clip there. That was probably the only danger he had left was, going out of bounds and
could drown in NASCAR.
He could drown in NASCAR, that is true. The level where you only turn left. Let's see what time toburr gets here. Ooh, does not get this unlocked. Yeah, it's gonna hurt his time a little bit.
Yeah, and you could call it nerves, you could call it, toburr's gameplay has had a couple vulnerabilities throughout. Hasn't been flawless, has shown some nervousness or whatever. Mason's, on the other hand, has been pretty clean. No noticeable mistakes.
No, I think that's one of the hallmarks of Mason, one of the most well-rounded players just in any of the divisions. Just hard to really say like, oh yeah, his gameplay's bad, his routing's bad. Nothing's bad when it comes to Mason. He's super consistent, and toburr is consistent as well.
Yeah, this match has not been the smoothest from him. So with this, we head to Game 3 of this best-of-3 set. Mason taking the victory, 13-9.
We'll give him the old interview or straight to Game 3 break. Row control for Game 3. It's like 15 minutes, maybe a short interview. At least with Mason. I guess I should have phrased the question, interview or wait till after Game 3.
Just trying to hash out the details. We've got Mason in here. Hello, Mr. Mason.
Hello.
Yeah, Mason with the yellow Discord PFP to balance out the, Baylor Bear. Oh, I guess it's green on stream, but we see yellow. So he's got the green and gold for the Bears going on.
Sick'em.
Sick'em, yeah.
Yeah. We want to give you
great win.
Yeah. good win. We want to give you time to stretch your legs. I think the critical question is looking at this card, how'd you choose your start? And when you saw the 17Ms click go through, how did it change?
I thought 17Ms was the best first. I thought 2 rockets was the best first click, but that was just way too risky to go for. 17Ms was definitely what I was going for, but I couldn't rush it too hard because it just wouldn't have. It just doesn't set up for enough. Bianco, like having Bianco 3 done was kind of a necessity no matter which side you started with. So I thought starting with that, going for M's. If I lose out to M's, I've got red set up, and I can do that early invade that I did. If he does, Serena 1/100s, then he's behind everything. I get 2 rockets. I clean up Gelato blues, Bianco 4 flawless, 3 blue trades. Still get a good early invade. If he like hard rushes 4 floodless, I got 3 reds. If he rushes 3 reds, I'd probably take 4 floodless. I don't know. I probably would have actually continued for 17Ms. I thought column 5 was pretty good.
Yeah, and it came down to 20 from 2 and the priority there and choosing when to go for it, and you committed with 20 in Gelato, 20 in Rico. I
was surprised he got 60 when he did.
Yeah, well, it was pretty close.
Was 15 Gelato blue a snipe?
Not necessarily a snipe, just not able to be clicked once you clicked 5 bluebirds was clicked. So it was hoping for 20 from 2 or 60 totals to be able to get to 15 Gelato blues.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I guessed when he clicked 60 blues, and I was like, okay, that's a really good setup for me. If I steal 20 from 2, still got something early in his base, and then I just build up on my own base.
Yeah.
I think I had it when I clicked 5 reds. That felt like the game-winning click right there. Because I know he was nowhere near secrets, and he wasn't going to go for 100 in Bianco before I did. I didn't think he had reds, but if he did have reds, that would have been scary.
Yeah, column 3 proved to sort of be the brick wall where Bianco 4 floodless having that click first just set you up very well.
Yeah.
Because it allowed you to invade into sort of easy goals that played into your game plan.
Yeah, I mean, column 1 and column 5 were both pretty good. Column 1 just worked really well with column 2. I like getting 7 shines and secrets with only 3 secrets. That was big. Because I just didn't have a good 4th secret available for me.
Yeah, you really used column 3 really well, just to use it as a shield for your side of the board. You knew he couldn't click anything, so you could really go for those blues goals on his side of the board and punish him for not getting his setup getting set up as well as you did at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, did he go for 4 floodless at all? I figured that was a huge race.
No,
Nope.
Because he did 17 M's with no shine progress.
Yeah.
And so he was super far behind to, stuff with 4 floodless. And even Rockets was a little bit of a struggle to get since he was so far behind in shine prog and those levels.
I really thought Gelato Rocket would have been real strong for column 5.
Yeah, it definitely could have been. It would have been tough, even with his route with low shine progression. He got to Gelato just fine with all the blues he got. He traded 30 blues just to go to Gelato right after he got 17 M's. But some of his early game decisions, he did go for hidden in Bianco instead of Bianco 1, which I thought was a little odd considering, getting the episode progress made more sense for him. But yeah, I agree. Maybe a deep Gelato play could have been kind of spicy, but even then, I don't think it's that strong.
Yeah, it just sets up for, Sandbird as a red would be good for 5 red steal. And you have a good hundreds and a boss setup.
True.
You got a good, you're there for 2 hiddens in Gelato. You can get the rocket with the hidden. So that was a play I liked. If I lost Bianco 4 floodless, I would have been if I had started column 5 and lost Bianco 4 floodless, since that was what I was going for at the start.
I will say, I think it's hard to win to 5 reds with a gelato play, considering your opponent has so much Bianco and 3 reds and signs and secret stuff going on their side of the board that 5 reds probably will get clicked before you can get 5 reds and gelato and basically have no shine progression at the start of the game.
Yeah, I think you did figure out blues were super strong no matter where you started to.
Yep.
Yeah, that was something
Pretty
Lego
much.
mentioned, actually. Every single base having, a blue coin goal in it.
Yeah. Yeah, column 5 especially. So I'm glad I got one of those blue goals and took 15 gelato blues. That would have been. I was going, man. I guess since like I said, the nope, you needed to have some progress to go for 17 ends. Because he would have had to get 2 rockets, 5 birds, and 15 gelato blues in order to stop me from invading. And he only got 2 of those before I clicked 15 gelato blues, I think. Yeah.
Well,
All
I
right.
think
We got a row control coming up in 10 minutes. So.
Yeah, 10 minutes. I was about to say the same thing. You probably want to take a little bit of a break and get some water. Probably from really close by since you're already in the kitchen, so.
Just reach over, turn on the tap, put your mouth under it. Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're still live.
We're still live. Okay.
I didn't hit the correct button. I accidentally hit the wrong button. But don't go anywhere. Unlike the stream. Don't go anywhere. More Super Mario Sunshine action and the remainder of this best of 3 set coming your way after a short little musical break. We'll be back.